Hello, today I have a triangle door for you. So here it is. It has a volume of 243 blocks. So it's quite small, 4 high I think. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wide or 4 high. 9 wide, 3 deep, 9 high. So this is the door. It's not got the best animation, but that's just because the bottom is really hard to make a good animation for. But I try my best. It's quite fast. It's better than the ones I uploaded a while ago. So that's it. And then these are all. And then I guess you can see the pistons a bit better. It's a bit of a confusing layout. So yeah. Onto the tutorial. So this is the layout with the input block. I'll show you how it works. So on the closing, all these are pushed up. Those are pushed across. And that one. And then that gets pushed down. These get pushed across. And then these will get pushed down. And then for the opening, the bottom is kind of what you expect. Those will retract. All of those retract. That pushes over. And then that happens. Like that. So it's not that complicated, even though it looks complicated, but it's quite nice to wire. So, the materials you'll need all of these things. 1 input block, 21 wiring blocks, 51 door frame blocks, so these and these. 1 are movable, which you'd probably rather make a furnace because that's cheaper. 23 sticky pistons, 4 pistons, 21 dust forward pieces, 2 torches, 2 powered rails, which are these 2, but they can be any type of rail, I think. They can't be dust. So, yeah. 2 lamps, 6 note blocks, a dropper. You can have either a dropper and a composter, or you can forget about those and just add another note block. But the dropper and composter are just more quiet. But the dropper, oh yeah, this is the dropper and composter. Not with an old schematic. So yeah, it's just quiet because note block versus dropper and composter. Which one's louder? Note block is louder, but that's way more expensive. If you want, you can just do that and then it's quiet. So that's that. A hopper and a tripwire hook and 24 observers. You need 1 item to go in the dropper if you're doing the dropper. So yeah, let's get rid of those. Yeah, all our materials. Don't need the lime wool. And because I've already placed it. Just quickly, the movable goes there. Pretty sure. No, it doesn't. It goes there. So let's start with the bottom. So you need some. Well, that's that. I'll just use my thing here. So the inputs for the bottom are pretty self-explanatory. Those ones power there, and they bud these pistons when they are there, if they get an update. These pistons here, you get that. No, it's not that, is it? No. those are the inputs for those. The reason why they're not all powered by one dust line is because these are also offset and there's not much I can do about that. And these need to be perfectly timed compared to there, so it buds properly. So that does that for the close, and then we double pulse that and do that, and it should have done the opening. I mean, yeah, that happens. So you need that observer there to go through and power that. To get the double pulse, we simply do that. So on the close, it single pulses from this, which powers that, which does nothing because there aren't anything to power. This goes through, powers that, does nothing because this is already powered. And the same thing when that powers, it's already powered. So, yeah. As you can see on the closing, single pulses and then double pulses from that one turning off. And then to get this pulse, we just get a 4-tick repeater into there. And that is the bottom double. But I think that can be a 3-tick. Yeah. Did I make it a 3-tick in the actual door? Yeah. So that's how you do that, and then this single is already done via the input. This one gets done, I'm gonna get rid of this, gets done by budding it, and then under here we stick a note block. I'm just gonna get rid of this, it's annoying. So yeah, under here it's a note block, so that's under that piston which updates it. It's a bit out of sync, but oh well. And these ones get powered like that, which means they spam a bit, but they also update the pistons when they're attracting here, which means they 1-tick, which is a bit faster than what they would have normally done. Also they're all sync, which is nice. Then that goes into here. The reason why we have this is because on the open, actually it's up there, on the opening it powers, and on the closing it powers. But you might think, why don't you just take an output from there? Well, that's because that's really slow, and I don't want it to be a slow door, and these need to power a few pistons here, which happened first thing on the top. So, speaking of that, we come up here, we do that, then we get our trip wire hook, which redirects so we don't power that. So that does these two side pistons, which power first on the top. Then the way we do these three is with a torch, which go up into here, and an observer, which powers that. So that powers this with the torch, this gets budded and that 1-ticks. We also need that there for later, as you see, it will get powered. And then the next thing we need to do is, on the closing we need to power this after what we just did. So we do that with observer there, and an observer going up into that. So that pushes that down, and then all we need to do now, push that across, and then power all of those. And also, once it gets pushed up, that all happens. Now all we need to do is power that. So lots of space to do something quite simple. So the way we power these is from this side, which we do with a simple toggle. And then that powers these two pistons, and then we need to power this piston, and that piston when it's there. And we do that, these two are done like that, with piston like that. Just kidding, it goes there, and then an observer, and then to get the other piston we come down here and put a dust there. So that does the closing. And then the last thing is this double sort of thing. So we power that, that. But what you can actually do is, if I get back here, I can power that, then I can power this, even though it buds that, but they're movable from earlier, so it doesn't push over, and power that. So really all we need to do is power that, which is really quite simple. This is where the note block or dropper compost thing comes in, and then the item goes in there. Then we have an observer there, so now all we need to do is pulse that twice, which we do with toggle here. Goes into a lamp because lamps pulse twice. A piston. That does the last move, like that. So yeah, nice and simple, I think. I quite like it. Goodbye.